Yeah, and I think the coolest part about a community is like when one student gets results, other students just kind of, instead of being jealous, they cheer them on like, dude, that's fucking sick. And it's like a genuine excitement.
Yeah.
You notice that in your program too? Like everyone hyping each other up?
Yeah. So like in the wins channel, we always like say like, even if you don't want to do it for yourself, like just post your wins because it really motivates other people. Like I've had so many people message me saying like, oh, the wins channel is so motivating. Like really needed to see this message today. So we really kind of encourage the community aspect. And that, I saw you tweet about this yesterday. It's like the community aspect itself becomes valuable.
Yeah.
It's just like being a part of something with a whole bunch of people going through the exact same thing as you. Like that's...
Yeah, it's not... I mean, I'm not in sales, but I imagine a huge benefit to people joining is not even the content, the coaches. It's like just surrounding yourself with other people that are really driven and getting success in the agency world, right? Yeah. What's the cliche term? Like you are who you surround yourself with, right?
Yeah.
You're the five. You're the
five people you spend the most time with.
Yeah, average of
It's so cliche. One of the questions I have, just going a little bit more niche into like coaching programs and getting results and stuff like that is, and I guess you could almost relate to this to like overall business and life as well, is like, how do you know when your niche or whatever you've chosen is not actually going to pan out and you need to pivot? Like it sounds like in your life with hockey, with law school, and even with your e-commerce stores, you've like been able to time the pivots really well. Mm-hmm. And I'd imagine with e-commerce, if you get into the wrong niche or it doesn't pan out, just like if you were to spin up an ad and you see that it's not working, or a cold email script that's not working, like how do you know when to pivot? And maybe just bring up specific scenarios or just an overall philosophy on it.
Yeah, I think from hockey to law school and law school to business was very much just like intuition, following my gut. Like I knew that was the right decision, and then just actually, rather than pushing it down, like listening to that and following it. For e-com niche, I think you always you can tell pretty quickly. So if you sell something that's been around for a long time, like grills, let's say, competition in high-tech e-com doesn't occur on the product level. It doesn't occur on like the grill level. So there could be 100 grill stores, but let's say there's 50 grill brands, and let's say 45 of those 50 are on every store. If you try and sell those 45 brands, it's going to be very tough. So like everyone's selling them. But if let's say there's 5 new grill brands in North America and they're only available through 2 or 3 stores, if you partner with them, you can sell that brand's products in an otherwise competitive space. But since no one's selling that brand, you can face low competition. So it's really, in terms of whether the niche is going to work, it's not really niche, it's suppliers. So you got to find the good suppliers. So you find the good suppliers, you'll have success. But there are obviously better niches. So right now, like solar is a hot one. Like lots of people are like wanting to power their homes through solar. Electric vehicles, so electric bikes, electric scooters, electric mobility chairs. So these are like new areas, like solar and electric, that there's not really much established stores right now. So they're like good areas, and there'll always be evolving areas like that, like new hot ones to like start a store in.
That's cool. And I guess out of those can come and go, right? Like I'm just going back to like when the hoverboards were a thing, right? Like those obviously phased out. So I guess how do you go from like finding those types of trends? Is it like reading the news, like keeping an ear to like certain magazines? Like what's the ideology there? I think just a big thing I look for is things that people need and not want. So like no one needs a hoverboard, right? It's just like they dude, no, I need it, bro.
you're literally staying put on the couch until you get one. You're not.
Yeah, I'm like, I won't get up until I get a hoverboard.
Yeah. So I think just taking things people need and then applying new technology to it. So people need to power their home, right? No matter what. Mm-hmm. So then it's taking a new technology like solar and applying that to power, which is like a solar kit, or taking a wheelchair, things people need, like they can't get around, an elderly person can't get around without it, and applying electric to that. So just kind of finding like established things and then new technology being applied to this, rather than a fridge, a smart fridge, or just like, taking new technologies and applying it to things that people will always need.
But I guess devil's advocate, like you don't technically need a sauna.
Yeah, I was just going to say your best product
unless you're a Huberman type, then
then yeah. So certain things people will need, and other things like saunas is things like that the top 10% of the income population is going to buy, that they don't really like. If we're in an economic downturn, if someone's buying a $10,000 sauna, they probably don't care, right?
So I guess in that way, you almost want to stay away from the super trendy products, because saunas have been around forever. Like rich people have been buying saunas for decades. Yeah. So is that something that you look for? Is like, okay, if it is a mainstay, then might as well get into it.
It's tough to tell sometimes, because I think like cold tubs would be trendy right now, but they also could be like a new thing that people just want in their homes. So it's kind of like on AliExpress, when you're selling like low price stuff, it is very trendy. But I don't think like there's really too many examples of like a $5,000 item that's trendy that people are only going to buy for a short period of time. Like, I think like things like cryotherapy chambers, hyperbaric chambers, cold tubs, infrared sauna is like kind of a newer thing. Like sauna's been around forever, but infrared saunas are more new. These things I think will become just more established, and then they'll reach their peak, and then they'll kind of just stay consistent. Would be my guess. I don't know.
So have you ever applied that same methodology to a lower ticket product? Because I get hammered with ads with this one guy who's trying to wholesale Fiji water all the time. Really? But I guess that would follow the same methodology. The only difference is a much lower ticket product because people need water, and you've just never gone into that realm.
No. So I'm not sure if the model itself would work. Like if you partnered with brands that have low ticket stuff, I'm assuming it would. I just don't know like what kind of margins they would give you. Because if you're selling a $10,000 item, if you get 25-30% margin, you're still making $2,000 profit on the sale. Where if you're selling like a $20 item, I'm not sure like what. You would probably have to have at least 50% for it to even make sense. And then you have to think as well, like if you're selling one $10,000 sauna, you have to deal with one customer, you have to ship one order. So you can do it with a small team. Like you can scale to multiple six figures with a team of like 2 people. Where if you're selling like $20 items, you're selling thousands of orders, thousands of customers.
Like warehouse and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just a much more administratively complex.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this short clip, check out the full interview here. And if you want to see more clips from this episode, check it out right here.